Okay, so I played Apex yesterday, and let me just say, it is really good. Like, I know everybody said Fortnite was really good when it came out, but let's be real, we just all saw Fortnite and we all just kind of jumped on it. And don't get me wrong, Fortnite's not a bad game, but it's not a great game either. It's a pretty okay game that everybody has access to. But Apex is kind of shooting for Fortnite's spot right now, and everybody is either like so gung-ho for it, or they don't want to see it because they're tired of Battle Royale. So, what exactly is the big hubbub when it comes to Apex? What does Apex do right? Well, my name is Infinity Break, and today I wanted to talk to you about why I think Apex is so awesome. So why exactly is Apex blowing up suddenly with a huge surge of popularity? Why is it overtaking Fortnite? Why is it suddenly being called the killer of Fortnite? Why is it suddenly becoming so popular in general? Well, after playing Apex for like a good couple hours the other day during a stream, I began to immediately notice a couple of things that made it stand out a lot more than Fortnite did. Now, what exactly do I mean by make it stand out? Well, I mean, it kind of fixed a couple things that Fortnite had an issue with. You see, Apex has this thing where it seems to be a mixture of three really popular games in my mind that are all extremely enjoyable games. See, there's Fortnite, which was already enjoyable at its peak. There was a game called Overwatch that I'm pretty sure a lot of you already know about. And then there's another game that Respawn Entertainment also made called Titanfall. These three games kind of play into the basic mechanics of the game. Fortnite, and by extension I suppose you could say the Battle Royale genre in general, just seems to add a lot of Apex's sort of base game. It's a Battle Royale game. You go into a plane sort of thing and then you jump out of it as a squad. You basically go onto this island and search for resources to survive, kill other players in an attempt to be the last one standing while you're chasing away from a giant storm that's trying to kill you. That's the whole premise of the Battle Royale genre. It's challenging, it's the last man standing, it's one life and one life only. If you fail, you either have to get revived by a teammate or you lose the game. And that's the basics of it. That's what it borrows from the Battle Royale genre and by extension Fortnite and such in general. But what exactly does it do better than Fortnite, and how does it improve upon the Battle Royale genre and learn from its mistakes? See, my problem with Fortnite and a lot of other people's problems with Fortnite is that you wander around for 20-30 minutes, try to survive as long as possible, in this really big expansive map with a lot of other players. You might get a couple kills, you might find a lot of really good loot, and then you'll die. And you'll die and it'll feel frustrating, and sure, it'll be adrenaline filled if you survive, but if you die you feel disappointed. You feel like you've just basically wasted the last 20 to 30 minutes of your time. And although it was still a game and you were enjoying it with your friends, it was still something that you kind of, you didn't really feel accomplished in, and that is what the problem is. The games have so much time and effort put into them that there's a lot of value behind them, and when you fail the game, you feel like a major disappointment inside. That's the whole idea. The Apex actually manages to fix this issue. The game is very fast-paced, rapid-fire. Whenever you fail, you're immediately brought to the option to spectate, or you can just go back to the menu. If you're like me, you don't care about spectating unless your friend's in there, so you leave the game. The menus for the game are extremely fast. I don't even remember how long it took me to actually get into a game. All I know is that it was less than 5 seconds. So getting in and out of the menus is extremely fast and extremely efficient, and it doesn't make you feel like you're wasting your time. You don't have time to dwell on your mistakes. You just feel like you want to go back in, you want to play more. And it's kind of rewarding in that aspect. The matches themselves don't last that long. You feel like you're playing, you get killed, you immediately go out and you start a new game. It doesn't feel like there's that sense of dread or disappointment, or it feels like you wasted your time. It feels like you're constantly playing, therefore you don't feel like you're wasting any time at all. See, that is what I think it improves upon when it comes to Fortnite. When I play Fortnite and I feel disappointed, I feel like I don't want to really play that much longer, or that I'm done for the night. With Apex, I had that moment where I was like, one more game, one more game, one more game.
What a delinquent.
10:17.
Delinquent hour. Last night.
This is my last match, and I gotta upload my YouTube thingy, and then I'm gonna go sleep.
We do one more match?
One more match, that's it.
Huh?
And I haven't had that for a while. Okay, a lot of multiplayer games right now aren't really my thing, but Apex actually managed to get me to do that, which is actually something that's pretty impressive and really nice because you don't really have that many games anymore. Don't get me wrong, it's not good for my sleep schedule, but at the same time, I kind of want a game that's that good that makes me want to continuously play it. So now moving down the list, now that we know it borrowed from Battle Royale in general and Fortnite by extension, what exactly did it borrow from Overwatch? See, if you played Overwatch before, you know Overwatch relies heavily upon its characters and its team-based gameplay. Now when I say characters, I don't just mean the character's personality. I am also referring to the characters as a tool. When you play as Tracer, you get Tracer's personality, you get Tracer's weapons, and Tracer's playstyle, as well as her abilities and her ultimate. That is basically what the Legends in Apex Legends do, and if you don't know, the Legends within Apex Legends are the characters that you play as. See, there are characters such as Pathfinder who has his own abilities, his own personality, and his own ultimate. And every other character within Apex Legends also has their own ability, as well as personality and ultimate.
Hey, go get your own loot.
Oh, grappling hook?
I have. I've been taking yours.
Oh, that's so cool.
He's grappling, bro.
It's awesome. This adds a kind of extra layer to the combat. When you see a specific character, you have to watch out for what they can do. So like I just said, if you see a Pathfinder, watch out, because if they have their grappling hook, then guess what? They're probably going to try and use it to get away or to try and gain an upper hand during the combat. It's actually interesting, like I said, it adds an extra layer to the combat, as well as adds different personalities to the game in which you can listen to. Me and my friends during our first session were kind of laughing at some of the things the characters were saying. I'm
It's
sorry.
your birthday present.
I'm just about to say, she sounds like a vampire. They're going to suck your blood this way.
Blood!
Blood.
Suck your blood!
Blood. As well as me just genuinely enjoying my character that I was playing as, again, Pathfinder. But the personality and the different things they say kind of add to the game as a whole. It makes you enjoy playing as them and it gets you invested as the character that you're playing as. If we take a look away from the characters, we look more towards the team-based gameplay. This is something that Apex seems to do kind of well. See, if it's a 3-on-1 fight, just like it is in Fortnite, you're going to have a very hard time kind of winning. But if you stick together as a team, work as a unit, and communicate well, you can probably really work well together and actually get an upper hand over anybody you might be going up against. It's actually kind of interesting. The more and more I played, the more and more I had to learn to get in tune with my team. And it's actually that kind of gameplay that makes it that much more enjoyable because it feels like a really big victory when you win compared to a small personal one. You and your team feel accomplished because you work together to win. You don't just feel like you're a badass in Call of Duty because you got 50 kills, you feel like you and your team managed to systematically take out the competition, and you feel better as a unit. Another thing that I feel like it takes from Overwatch, and I never thought I'd say this, is it does a very good job of giving you actually decent loot boxes. Now I know loot boxes are a touchy subject. They aren't really good for gaming as a whole because companies like EA and Activision tend to take advantage of loot boxes in the worst ways possible. But these loot boxes in Apex Legends are actually something that I feel like they've learned properly from when it comes to Overwatch. If you don't know, Overwatch kind of kickstarted the whole loot box controversy thing. Well, it didn't start the controversy thing, but it started the whole idea as a whole. See, the idea of a loot box is you get a little tiny crate that has a random assortment of things in it. It kind of incentivizes you to buy or to get a couple of them in hopes that you might have a better chance with the RNG to get something that you might actually be using in the future. See, the thing is, Overwatch did loot boxes well, but other companies that tried to pick up off the success of Overwatch with their loot boxes, they didn't really do that well of a job implementing them. See, Overwatch's loot boxes only had cosmetic items, but with EA and Activision, half the time they ended up putting in weapons, different abilities, different cards or whatever that could be used during combat, and it would just kind of mess up the gameplay. You would go up against someone who had spent many hours playing the game, maybe unlocked a couple loot crates, and then maybe they also bought a couple using a credit card or whatever, and then they ended up getting an advantage over players that just started the game. And that's where a lot of loot box controversies come from, is that they added things to the game that made players have certain advantages over other players. The thing is though, with Overwatch, all the items that you got in the loot boxes were purely cosmetic, and that was good. You also got loot boxes every time you leveled up. You didn't just get them daily, although you would get them for special events. And that was another thing. It also worked well for Overwatch even to this date because some events such as the Lunar New Year, Christmas, Halloween, the Olympics, they all seem to get their own little loot box, as well as their own little special cosmetic items such as skins, emotes, voice lines, and other such things that players can unlock through them. It incentivizes people during that event to get loot boxes by playing the game or unlocking them, and by doing so, you end up getting something special that you can only get during that time of year. Apex is kind of looking to kind of follow that kind of trend. It's not really looking to add anything special into the game through their loot boxes other than the special cosmetic items that you would get in Overwatch. And I like this. I got a loot box every time I leveled up. I would get something cool, like a weapon skin or an emote or whatever. But it was just kind of nice to see that re-implemented in a proper way compared to most games that seem to be trying to do it in a very bad way. I actually really support Respawn Entertainment for actually trying to go around this the right way. Having loot boxes in a game is actually a pretty proper way to get money and to keep continuous support for a free online game. The only problem is a lot of people try to charge you loot boxes for a $60 AAA title, and that's why people were getting upset. But Respawn seems to acknowledge this by making sure Apex Legends is free, as well as the items that you can get from the loot boxes being purely cosmetic. So good job, Respawn, and I guess by extension you too, EA, since you seem to be the publisher. Good job for learning from your mistake. The last thing I kind of wanted to compare it to was Titanfall. Now the only reason I'm comparing it to Titanfall is because the creators of Titanfall Respawn are the same people that make this game, Apex Legends. So there's not really much to say other than the movement and the parkour and everything for Apex Legends is straight ripped from Titanfall. And that's good, because Titanfall had that aspect down amazingly. The parkour, the wall climbing, the wall running, the shooting, the climbing, everything when it came to just movement and speed and how fluid everything was great. Mixing that in with the random gameplay of Battle Royale was a great idea because it adds that much more of a layer to combat. And it's really cool because when you're trying to outrun the storm and such, you can actually crouch and slide down hills to go even faster.
Slide down this hill.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. Holy no wonder this game is getting so much praise right now. This is so fluid when it comes to controls. Bounce off of walls, essentially climb over things to get better, compared to Fortnite, which relied solely on its niche kind of building mechanics. This game does a good job of making it feel like you are able to get around everything very easily. That if you're skilled enough and very, I suppose you could say, if you're elegant enough to get around the buildings, climb over things, use your character's abilities such as the Pathfinder's grapple and such, you're actually able to really outsmart a lot of the game's base mechanics.
I was just.
You knew what you were gonna say. I got you.
I didn't know. I honestly didn't know what I was gonna say, but like I felt that was what I needed to say. Like I didn't know it yet, but you said it, and I was like, yeah, that's exactly.
I know you.
I'd like a burger too.
Slide down the mountain.
Does anyone like sell
Hey,
burgers?
could you use your
Oh yeah. I'm kinda at the end of the mountain now. I slid all the way down.
Oh wait, it's a mountain, so I can slide. Oh cool, never mind.
Yeah, use this to get around
Okay,
across
I'm
the
gonna-
river.
Alright, I'm gonna place down the thing.
Whereas in like things like Fortnite, you can barely outrun the storm, and the only way to really get out of the way is by just building. Building was the only thing that Fortnite really had that was unique compared to PUBG. That and its unique cartoonish style, which was very easy on the eyes for a lot of children and I suppose you could say younger adults. I never really liked Fortnite style. I could see why people liked it and why it caught a lot of people's eyes, but like I said, I never really enjoyed it. And that's I guess another thing. The style is also ripped from Titanfall. The graphics look good, the characters look good, and they don't really look cartoonish and silly. I like that. I kind of enjoy that more than Fortnite. That's just my opinion, but it seems to be a lot more, I suppose you could say, more appealing on the eyes, a lot easier on the eyes. And that is just another thing that a lot of people seem to be looking for when they look at a game. At least a good demographic of gamers seem to care about graphics. And when it comes to games like Fortnite, it has a unique style, but it doesn't really look that great, you know? But yes, overall, the movement, the style, and all of these sort of parkour elements of the game, it's all really nicely done. The gunplay feels very balanced, the weapons feel very unique, I was actually having a fun time actually trying to use some of the new weapons that I would find, such as the Peacekeeper and the Magnums and the SMGs. Each weapon is unique, seemingly built for different scenarios to be used, and I like that. It's also interesting because the guns have attachments and stuff that you can pick up, which adds different layers to the game as a whole. You can find different attachments like different scopes, different stocks, different barrels, different extended magazines, which allow you to have a better gun overall. But it's all up to whether or not you can find that and whether or not you can utilize it. It's also really cool on top of that because you think you can pick up armor, and you can pick up shields, and you can pick up different things like grenades and such, and they all have different ways of being utilized. They don't just take up the one slot like in Fortnite. You can pull out a grenade and then immediately switch back to your gun by pressing different buttons on the keyboard or using your controller. That's another thing. I keep finding different things that are really cool to bring up. You also don't have just a one and done situation. If you're killed in combat, your friends can bring you back via different respawn machines around the map, if they can pick up your ticket.
You don't even use that type of ammo.
You teammates ban of shit.
Sure, pick this up, dick. I'm just kidding.
I don't even use this stuff.
See, in other games, if your friend dies, they die, and that's it. But in this game, there's a really cool feature where if you're done, there's a good chance you can be brought back, incentivizing your team to stay in the game that you're in an effort to see if your friends can bring you back to life. And if you're brought back to life, that's great, but you have to actually kill the people instead of running away. If you can't kill the enemy team surrounding your friend's body, then you can't help your friend essentially. And your friends might be fine with that. They might say, hey, get out of there, there's no way you're killing it, I want to see if you can survive till the end anyway. And that's just another thing that I think it improves upon compared to other games such as Fortnite and into the other Battle Royale genre games in general. Point is, I could bring up other things about other games and compare them to Apex Legends all day. It doesn't change the fact that Apex Legends is actually a very well done game. It's a very interesting addition to the Battle Royale genre, and I can see why it's beating out Fortnite right now for the most popular game. It's being the most streamed game on Twitch right now, and on top of that, a lot more people that are kind of upset with Fortnite are looking to Apex Legends, considering that it's bringing a fresher take on the Battle Royale genre as a whole. I actually really like Respawn Entertainment. They seem to be learning from a lot of their mistakes, pulling the best aspects from their games and looking at a lot of other games to see what they can pull from in an effort to make a really good title. Apex Legends right now is free for almost all platforms, PS4, Xbox One, and of course PC, which is what I'm playing on. And if you're playing it on PC, I definitely recommend it. It's very fun, and I just haven't seemed to have any issues so far playing it. Sure, Battle Royale and playing with other people in general can always be frustrating sometimes when you lose, but Apex Legends managed to keep things interesting by making sure the gameplay is very varied and very interesting. The parkour, overall, is just one of the funnest aspects of it. The characters in the game are very well done, very well written, and very well voice acted. And I think Respawn Entertainment did a good job bringing over a lot of mechanics from Titanfall and making the gameplay feel as fresh as possible. If you're thinking about playing Apex Legends right now, by all means, if you can grab a friend or two, try it out. It's worth it, and there's a reason it's blowing up right now. Don't just hate it because it's brand new and good. Don't hate it because a lot of people like it. Try it out and then form your opinion. And if you're stuck on Fortnite, that's fine. I don't hate Fortnite, but I don't really like it either. I just think that if you like Battle Royale, go ahead and try out Apex. There's no reason to not to. I mean, it's free and it's on every platform, so yeah. I mean, hey, who knows? You might get hooked in like I did. I mean, I know I'm gonna go play some more tonight. I have a friend who's willing to try it out with me now, and who knows, maybe I'll live stream it. Anyway, just wanted to let you know that if you like this video, like, share, subscribe, do whatever. Leave a dislike if you didn't like it. Let me know why you didn't like it. If you really are interested in seeing more Apex Legends content, let me know down in the comments section. Also, if you're interested in seeing some of my live streams about it, because I'm sure to be streaming more of it in the future, check the description for my Twitch. I also have a Discord and a Twitter that I'm going to be updating daily. If you guys want to see more content, any specific content, let me know and I'll actually consider doing it. You can reach me at my email, down in the comments, through the Discord, or on Twitter. This has been Infinity, reminding you all to say it with me now. Play well, eat well, and live well, friends. I hope you guys go out there and strive to break infinity.